Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. You know what? There it is. I thought I lost my bell, but I have to keep up with this bell because trust me, if I don't ring my own bell, nobody else is going to do it. Try as I may. But yeah, this never mind. Why do I start off like that every time? Every time I start off like that. I'll never hear bells if you leave me, darling. I'll never hear the bells. I'll never know. Hear the bells. If you leave me, darling, I'll never hear the bells. Do you hear what I hear when your lips are kissing mine? Okay, that's enough about bells. All right, let me see who was here first. Lydia Washington was here first. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, and hello to Sussex Team Warrior. Oh, I thought you were first. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yes, Church Nellie's birthday. It sure is. And we're going to definitely have to do a dance for that one. Is Church Nellie here tonight? I think she was on earlier with the Lady Sussex. Oh my God, I really enjoyed the Lady Sussex tonight. That little tone that she played for that woman, that woman, that gave me my life. It really did. Okay. Um, Sean Jones, thank you so much for being here. Khadijah Jacobs, thank you for saying happy birthday to Church Nellie. Oh, yeah, I do. I do. Thank you very much. Um, if only you knew. I'll tell you about it at some point. Um, okay. All right, so let me get started then. Oh, you know what? I didn't even bring up the slides tonight. Okay. I'll never hear the bells. Whoa, never hear the bells. Oh, ringing in my ears. Oh, say, do you love me? Do you love me? Okay. Hey, Legs. Okay. All right, they're coming up. Maurice Brown, thank you so much for being here. Junie Matasset. All right. Okay. And there we go. There we go. The Royal News Update. Or, as I like to say, I have repurposed this particular slide. And I did. I repurposed it, but that ain't nobody business but mine. Okay, let's continue then. Um, I almost repurposed this one, but I said no, the ASPCA may be busy tonight, so I won't repurpose this one. You know, they're busy on Sunday nights. This is what I wanted to talk about, the story behind Meghan's surprise appearance at the Fashion Awards. Well, apparently, Claire Wade Keller designed a gown for Meghan, not knowing that Meghan was going to surprise her by wearing a gown. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? I'm going to make one of my little famous short videos about it, and it will be short because it's not a lot to it. But as a matter of fact, yeah, I'll wait for that. I'll wait to do that. Um, I mean, I've already done the voice track. I just haven't put the video together. But yeah, I'll wait and I'll do it then. But take a look there. First of all, she is rocking that maxi coat. She is rocking that maxi coat. That is gorgeous. And of course, our Duchess is looking sublime. Absolutely sublime. Had no idea that Meghan was going to be there. And of course, this is the British Designer Woman of the Year award. She had no idea that Meghan was going to be there in a dress that she designed, without realizing that Meghan would present the award. And this, of course, is while Meghan was 4 months along in the pregnancy, and it was a big surprise to everyone. Oh, the place was rapturous with applause. But as regal and as elegant, as ethereal as our Duchess looks in this moment, it wouldn't be the British tabloid media if it wasn't a unnecessary controversy, right? If there wasn't, oh, by the way, thank you, Lydia Washington, for the super chat. I almost forgot. It wouldn't be the British tabloid media if it wasn't for all of that controversy, unnecessary as it was. Take a look here. Meghan Markle breaks royal protocol as she reunites with wedding dress designer. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, made a surprise appearance at the British Fashion Awards last night, arriving in a gorgeous black Givenchy gown to honor her wedding dress designer, Claire Wade Keller. And of course, Claire Wade Keller designed for Givenchy at the time. So that is why it has the name Givenchy, even though it was designed by Claire Wade Keller. And then there on the right, you can see Meghan Markle says goodbye to the royal rules with controversial look, but Kate does it too. Meghan Markle caused controversy at the British Fashion Award in 2018 for one main reason that is, according to the royal style rules. You guys, first of all, there is no protocol. Most times that the tabloids or anyone, there's a lot of people who say, oh, I didn't know if that was protocol or not. People use the term protocol improperly time and time again. It is not meant to be used the way that most people use it. Um, Let me see here. Protocol. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. So here's an example of protocol. The official procedure or system of rules governing affairs of state or diplomatic occasion. Protocol forbids the prince from making any public statement in his defense. Now, mind you, this is from the dictionary. The original draft of diplomatic documents, especially of the term of the treaty agreed in the conference and signed by all parties, signatories to the Montreal Protocol. Now, that's example of how it was used. It was used for diplomatic reasons. Another reason to use protocol is for military movement. And so a lot of what people associate with a royal protocol mostly has to do when it comes to the royals. When people say protocol, it is a matter of conducting yourself publicly. It is how you move publicly. It is the way you exchange information, the way you respond, or the way you take in something. It's a protocol. Wearing the dark nail varnish or nail polish, which is what they're referring to in the top upper left message, is what they called her breach of protocol. There was no breach of protocol. The queen prefers darker the light nude nail varnish, nail polish. Okay, that's what she prefers, but that is not an issue of protocol. Protocol is not what you wear when you go to an award show. Now, if you're acting on behalf of the crown, if you are doing something diplomatic, if there's some other country involved, then of course you're going to observe some type of protocol. But mostly it has been used improperly again and again, and it has been used as a weapon against the Duchess of Sussex. Let's see. Don't forget Robert Rules of Order. The what is it? The Robert Rules of Order for Governing. Oh, I don't know what that is. Huh. Let me see what that is. Oh, by the way, thank you for the super chat. Is that a thing? I never heard of that. Robert Rules of Order for Governing? Ah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share that with you then. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. I don't like the way that one looks. Let me just find. I'm trying to find a good example of it. Okay. I think I like this one. It says, wait, is that a good one? All right. I don't think I like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good example of it. I don't really trust the okay, well, I tell you what, I'm gonna have to use it this time. I don't really like the AI answers, but I'll do this one. Robert Rules of Order is a set of rules that govern how meetings are run to ensure fairness and order. It's the most widely used parliamentary procedure manual in the United States. Oh, okay. Okay, that's like the way they address each other in Congress and everything. The gentleman from all that kind of stuff. All right. Meetings typically start with a call to order. Got it. Followed by a roll call. Got it. And then a review of past meeting minutes. Oh, the minutes. All right. Next, the meeting addresses old and new business items and then votes on issues. Finally, the meeting adjourns. Here, here. And it has stuff about making motions, debate rules, voting, point of order, and procedural requests. Robert Rule of Order was first published in 1876 by Henry M. Robert. It was originally written to help guide non legislative societies, but is now used by a wide range of organizations. Well, you know what? It works. It really does work. I can only imagine without that how a body of legislators would address each other. Well, thank you so much, Legs. That was something I did not know. Isn't that something? We see it all the time and didn't know that there was a name for it. So, no, not that a hole. Not that a hole. Okay. Anyway, I could just leave this picture up here all day. Megan looks absolutely delicious. She is flawless, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, as they were being so hypercritical about her nail varnish, that eventually spilled over into the one shoulder dress. There was one particular hag that I saw who said that Megan looked vulgar, that she runs the risk of appearing vulgar. That was her way of getting vulgar and Megan into the same conversation. Okay. The thing is, what about the other women in the royal family that have gone with the one shoulder dress? What about them? Huh? What about them? You have Diana. You have that woman auditioning for Hansel and Gretel, the musical. And then, of course, Queen Elizabeth II. I repeat, there's Meghan looking very much like her lamented mother in law, Princess Diana. And then, of course, there is the finalist for the Hansel and Gretel lookalike contest. If you know, you know. And then, of course, there's QE2. What difference does it make? I would say they all look very elegant in their own way, right? So, what's the point? What are we doing here? Huh? What are we doing here? So, I mean, if we're going to go with that, just hear me out. If there was one thing I could have changed about the Queen over the years, I would have loved for the Queen to arch her eyebrows, and she just wouldn't do it. I would have loved to have seen Queen Elizabeth with a lovely arch to her eyebrows, but she would not hear of it. They were always very bushy. Now, I'm not saying they look like Leonid Brezhnev, but they were always kind of bushy for my taste. But still, she looks beautiful there. Yeah, for Queen Elizabeth. All right. So, again, and here's an example of Kate trying to mimic Meghan with the off the shoulder, even using one of Meghan's favorite designers to mimic her off the shoulders. Meghan was the first to wear a dress. Actually, she has a jumpsuit like that. It's a jumpsuit with the white bar across the shoulders, right? And when put this slide together, this was what, 3 or 4 years ago? No, 3 years ago. That was Kate Middleton, age 41. Compare that to Meghan, age 41, right? So who wore the off the shoulder vest? And that's all I'm talking about is the off the shoulder. I'm not making reference to anything else. I just put their age up there as a matter of fact. I'm not saying anything by doing that. I'm not pitting one woman against the other. I'm just saying, who wore the off the shoulder vest. It's a look for Meghan that really works for her. But I don't think it's meant for stick figures. It doesn't work for the stick figure. Okay. That's all. That's not being too shady, is it? Now, if there was anything that could cause me to catch a case, I'm just saying, if there's anything that would have ever caused me to catch a case, it's this side by side. And when I tell you that this has rubbed me the wrong way. I rarely ever share this because of how triggered I get. I rarely share this because of how triggered I get. But there's something about this that just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe it's that, I don't know, shit eating grin or something, but it's just something about it that rubs me the wrong way. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer, thank you for joining us. Yeah, I I've never liked that. Is really a mockery. It is a mocking move. It is a very subliminal dig, an insult. It's um, it's just wrong. It is very wrong. And I'm telling you, if there was ever anything that had me triggered, it was this. I never liked that. And so I just want to say, when you consider where Meghan is today in comparison, and I hate to do it, I hate to compare, like Tessa Dunlap says, I hate to compare. I hate to compare. And I really do hate to compare. That almost sounded believable. But I do. But still, that is so offensive to me. It is so offensive. Very offensive. Shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that.
Reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
Take note, Nicola. There it is. Right.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned.
Meghan in a Valentino white. Compare, I hate to do this, but compare Meghan in a Valentino white, absolutely wowing the crowds, and dear Kate in that very staid 1940s Amelia Wickstead coat.
Oh, you were really winding me up now. Yeah.
Well, I knew that would upset you, Richard, because I know you're more of a Middleton kind of girl and you like the sort of twin set and pearls 50s look. But all I'm saying is, who's speaking to the future generations, the younger generations? It's Meghan.
Okay, it's Meghan. So, anyway, I as the Lady Sussex said so graciously earlier, that we don't hate anyone, and it's not about any ill feelings. And what she said that really touched my heart earlier. If you guys didn't watch the Lady Sussex earlier, it was wonderful, because she spoke about praying for people like Will, Kate, and just about anybody else you could think of, where you may have some strong feelings, as I do when I see this image. But it is the right thing to do, is to pray for those people, and maybe if they find some peace or happiness or content meant with their situation, maybe they wouldn't be so vicious, right? Like Harry said about Camilla, in spite of everything he felt about Camilla or feels about Camilla, he thought that if she did marry his father, maybe she wouldn't be so, I'm using the word vicious. Maybe if she were happy, she wouldn't be such a danger to people. But I rather think she gets off on the control that she has over the media, over the press. So I kind of think she would do the things that she's been up to anyway. Um, and she's probably just an old gossip. She's probably just an old gossip who is drunk with power. Um, Lex says Kate cosplayed Meghan because of Will. She darkened her hair too. Sad. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Her hair is very dark there. I just noticed that. I guess I kind of lost it with the sheen from the window, which is to her right side. Well, her left side, our right side of the image. But yeah, I do believe, and the thing is, if I were to make a comparison about Megan's situation and Kate's situation when it comes to their responsibility or culpability, if that's the right word, um, people seem to believe, especially the press, maybe they know and just don't say it, but Meghan wanted to meet with the press, I believe, because Meghan was a bit naive about, um, you know, anybody. She thinks if you open up communication, that it might, I guess, create an understanding, and that just like when it comes to being a part of the royal family, I'll just go in there and I'll hit the ground running. I'll work really hard and I'm going to prove myself as a valuable team member. They did not want that for Meghan. What they wanted for Meghan is what Kate has today. Stepford wife. Stepford wife. They never wanted the Meghan that could work hard and impress the hell out of people. So what I was getting at about the press, I think that Harry is the one who told her, absolutely not. You're not meeting with those people. And they kept requesting, and the Sussex household respectfully turned them down. Now, in hindsight, I do believe that Harry did the right thing, because if those people could turn on Harry the way that they have and seemingly have no conscience about the way they treat this young man that they have watched grow up. And in some instances, some of the younger reporters grew into their careers as they were reporting on Harry, and still they are absolutely vicious toward him, and even worse toward Meghan. So if Harry believed that opening up a channel of communication and dialogue with these people is the wrong thing to do, well, he would know better. He would absolutely know better, because they were reporting on him, not her, all those years. So the press would like for you, especially Arthur Edwards, he would want people to believe that, oh, if they would have just talked to us, if she could have just, I don't believe it would have helped. When the palace gave the press their marching orders to destroy their characters, then that's exactly what they've been trying to do ever since. So I'm going to say that I agree with Harry. That was the right call. Now, how does that relate to Kate? As Legs has just said, Kate cosplayed Meghan because of William. And perhaps, and I'm not going to assume that it's because she's such a nice person that she's had this mental breakdown, allegedly. I believe that being pressured by the institution to be something that she's not, to conduct herself in a way that makes her anxious and uncomfortable, I do believe that contributed to her appearance as she was last fall, when she really began to wither on the vine. I believe that a lot of that had to do with the pressure that was being pushed upon her. by William and his courtiers. They put a lot on her. But I do believe that she played along with it, and it all became like this big game. I would rather believe, and I hate to say that I believe this because I take no pleasure in my assumption, but I think that at the end of the day, that Will and Kate, Christian Jones, um, who else? Simon Case and Jason Knopf. I believe they all had a big laugh. I believe they had drinks. And just like we saw at that one thing where Kate was toasting Jason with that candle, that lets me know that she was in on it. You know how they say, I was in it, but not of it? She's in it, of it, and a very big contributor to the hostility, the leaking and briefing that came out of Kensington Palace. She is a charter member of that group of people. But thank you, Legs. Oh, wow. You know what? Okay. Yeah, you don't have to feel bad, but we can pray for them. Um, is the, if you're Christian in particular, that's the Christian thing to do. If your religion or spirituality believes in forgiveness or the benefits of forgiveness, or even praying for someone, then it's the right thing to do. You can't let the worst people change who you are. You should never let someone else's inept behavior change who you are. Because if you allow people to change you, then they won. You don't want to be another person just to uh, have an answer for someone else being a rotten person. Doesn't mean you take any crap off of them, though. I'm not saying that. Okay. Joyce Bo says Harry and Meghan are used as the template that William and Kate follow, and the press didn't want Harry and Meghan to be themselves. Well, yeah, they wanted the I believe that they wanted Harry and Meghan to be so uncomfortable with being themselves, and of course tried to pressure them into being less than, right? They wanted them to be less than so that they could elevate and uplift those other two. Here, Esmeralda Dillon. I'm with you. Yeah, the Wisteria sisters, right? Those social climbing as the wisteria crawls up the vines, crawls up the trellis. That was their nickname amongst the aristocracy, the upper set. They called them the Wisteria sisters because they were climbing their way to the top. Okay, let me move on. Oh, I almost forgot that. Here we go. What do you know? I had it sitting there waiting all that time. There we go. The Lady Sussex. This is what I was watching earlier. The Lady Sussex. If you guys have not liked or subscribed or shared the Lady Sussex, there's only 2 memberships I have with other content creators. One is the Lady Sussex of the Meghan Markle, the real life Cinderella, the Lady Sussex, George, and Charles. The three of them, they are the ones that bring us the channel every week, known as Meghan Markle, the real life Cinderella. So, yeah, please do go over there and check it out. I was watching it earlier, and it is always fun and informative. And I'm going to lean heavily into the informative part because, yeah, they impart such great knowledge and in just a very casual, laid back way. Love it. Okay, so let me pin that to the top of the chat. If you will indulge me, I will pin that to the top of the chat. Let me see. Okay, why am I blanking out on how to do this? Okay, just do it one step at a time. Nope, that's not it. Ha, got it. Got it. Then I go to Camilla. Oh, that's not right. I got to go to my video. That's what I'm trying to do. I am live. Okay. And what do I want to do here? Yes. Okay. Yeah, you guys, I have been a little frustrated because I mean to support the majority of the Sussex friendly spaces, if not all. And the new subscribers on all of the Sussex friendly spaces has slowed down. And I do believe that there are far more people watching that watch all the time that are not subscribed. And I'm not just saying for myself, I'm saying for everyone. And these subscriptions are so important because it helps to drive the algorithm. It helps to introduce the hard work that goes into this to other people. So that is why subscriptions are so important. So if you are watching on television, but you really want to subscribe and you just can't work it out on your TV, well, then please pick up your phone or tablet and do it. But by all means, make sure that you are supporting these content creators. Okay, Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, you know what? I was still on the other screen. There we go. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right. Yes, that too. Hey, Jules Ryder. We got to talk about that name one of these days. We got to talk about that name. Not today, though. Oh, look at Meghan. Now, you know what? Meghan is still carrying just a few extra pounds from the birth of her children. And doesn't she glow? Gosh, she looks beautiful. Doesn't she glow? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Megan's very, slender appearance that she has today. But oh, she looks good there. She looks so good. And I'm not saying that she was like giving you Layla Rashawn with her shape, but she was on her way. She was definitely on her way, but she looks beautiful. Yeah, she looks so beautiful there. Okay. And of course, I couldn't help but throw this in here. Look at the way that fabric kind of plays with the light. You see that? See how it has that beautiful sheen? I mean, her hair has a sheen. The fabric of her dress has a sheen. And of course, there's our Harry looking quite dapper. Oh, they looked beautiful that night. The only thing I wish is that that night they would have had more professional photos because it was in the throes of the global pandemic. There were not many photos taken because they would have to take their mask off. Now, back in those days, they were testing before, appearances and such. But yeah, I wish she would have had like a red carpet moment with that dress because it's so beautiful. Yeah. Yep, that's beautiful. And that is why I felt a bit resentful of the fact that the other people were trying to make a mockery of this appearance. I did not like that. But anyway, I got to try not to think about that because I'm telling you, sometimes I be feeling like, okay, I'm going to catch a case. I'm going to catch a case. And then, of course, there are some people who just try so hard. I mean, you see um, Princess Diana bearing her shoulders in such an elegant, beautiful, almost Greek goddess like way. And then there's, of course, Camilla. What a disappointment. Why does she have her arms all splayed out like some kind of sumo wrestler? I mean, she looks like she's about to wrestle a hog. Why is she doing that? Why is her arms all out looking so menacing and vicious? I never understood that. Like she's trying to intimidate someone. You guys, it has been a very long time. You do realize that. And when I say it's been a long time, what do you think I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, it's been too long. What do you think I'm talking about? Anybody? The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This is my own feelings being expressed the only way I know how. Happy birthday, Church Nelly. Hear ye, please covereth up thine shoulders. Even in ancient times, they had a shall we say, they had a certain tradition, right? In ancient times, because of, I guess, superstition and such, burning witches at the stake and all that, a lot of people equated shoulders and arms like Camilla's as being something evil and not of this earth. And so in ancient times, they would pay a dowry to any woman who walked the earth looking so menacing and vicious. They would just give them a bag of money. They would pay them, they would take a collection, they would pay them to stop walking around with their shoulders out. And I do believe that Fortnum and Mason bag, I believe that's what that is. It's like a ransom. It's like a ransom. It's as though Camilla was threatening all of humanity to continue wearing those off the shoulder gowns. And if you don't give her a bag full of that Fortnum and Mason money, then she's going to continue to terrorize people throughout the countryside, every hamlet, every town, every shire. People would be made to suffer unless the elders would come together, would convene a meeting of the elders and pay the ransom to prevent Camilla from terrorizing people. So I believe that's how what is it, the Shand family? I believe that's where their fortune comes from. Um, Big burly women of Camilla's family for years terrorized people wearing those gowns with their shoulders out, right? And so over the years, they have collected quite a bit of ransom. And Camilla's just one of the more recent generations that has held all of humanity hostage. So I'm just telling you a bit of English history that you may have never heard before, but you need to know these things. Okay? You're welcome. And of course, the other thing that the other thing that the Lady Sussex spoke about was that woman um, looking like a big sloppy mess coming out of St. Paul's Cathedral. Now, the thing is, there was no heads up about this event because I would say that the Republic movement, not my king, I think they have kind of gotten to them because there have been a few occasions where Charles has not mentioned in his diary what engagements were coming up. And the two of them ran up in there. Maybe that's why she looked such a mess, is because she was trying to hurry up and get in and get out. But when you compare that to Queen Elizabeth, I mean, there's just no comparison. You got a regal, elegant, beautiful queen compared to that big sloppy mess on the right side. Now, I don't want to point this out, but I think in spite of those Fortnum and Mason bags of money, maybe some relative of Camilla's raided the five and dime and found all of these garish looking house dresses. That's what you wear when you're polishing the silver, if you own any. That's what you wear. But for this ancient ritual that they're uh, doing that day at the St. Paul's Cathedral, it seemed very inappropriate. Very inappropriate. So slouchy and messy looking. Oh, I can't stand it. Oh, mattress stuffed with money because they have nowhere else to put it. I like that. Very handsome breed. Very handsome. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Caroline Teal. I really appreciate that. Okay, let me continue here. Now, beaming Queen Consort Camilla looks impeccably polished, right? In a blue frock as she attends a dinner to launch the first ever Braemar Literary Festival. Now, I shared this with you last week, and there's a reason why I'm sharing it with you again today. Queen Consort Camilla attends a dinner launching Bremer Literary Festival. Anyway, the point is beaming. No, yeah, she looks impeccably polished in a beaming Queen Consort Camilla. So you see this, and you're thinking, "Oh my goodness, has she gone to wearing couture? Oh my goodness, is it Valentino? Givenchy? Um, maybe I don't know. Claire Wade Keller. What is she wearing exactly? What is so sensational that they create this headline to build up all of your expectation, right? What could it be? Wah wah. Look at that. Look at that. That's what they were making a fuss about. That is what they were making a fuss about. It just leaves you so high and dry with the curious red handbag with the tassel. It's just she looks like she works at a in a restaurant. She greets the customers at the restaurant at one of those ski lodges, right? Imagine a ski lodge up in the mountains, and everybody who's staying at the lodge eats from the same kitchen, but there's always a member of the staff that greets you and leads you to the table for your meals. That's what she looks like she works at a ski slope, greeting people in the restaurant, not the queen consort. So when you see this one, and I had to go back and double check to make sure that this was the right headline. Duchess Camilla wows in waist cinching dress, and over knee boots for new appearance. She stepped out in Scotland. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see this. Oh my goodness, this has got to be the most amazing outfit that she's ever worn. Um, what was that about? And to get you to look at the article, see how they have this image cropped. That's not even the image from that event. That's why I had to double check it. And then when you get to this amazing waist cinching dress, when I say that that looks cheap, when I say that that looks absolutely cheap, this is a pattern for her. You think about some of the stuff that Queen Elizabeth was wearing and the care that they took to present her, the monarch, for this ancient dynasty. And then along comes Camilla, looking like some big frump. I don't get that. I don't get that. I know they say she's a country woman, not really a city person, but you wanted the job. You have the job, and you're a big sloppy mess. Yeah. There's just no accounting for good taste. There really isn't. Anyway, Church Nelly, happy birthday whenever you watch this. Menopausal Moonshine Mini. That is, the Secret Service, they usually have a code name for presidents and first ladies. They used to call Michelle Obama Renaissance. And who is that they called Evergreen? I forgot who they called Evergreen. They called, I think it was George W. Bush. They called him Maverick. Yeah, they have those interesting nicknames, the Secret Service. Well, if by any chance that Church Nelly became the first lady of the land, I think they're going to make her change it. Menopausal, menopausal moonshine mini. Do you know how many people could get hurt while the Secret Service is trying to call that name out on the radio? It's too long, but it works for other occasions. And of course, everybody's favorite, Nacho Figares says, "Happy birthday, Church Nelly. Let's run away together." But yeah, I like that photo of him. And you guys, I stumbled upon Church Nelly's wish list. I should not show you this because obviously that is not her birth name, Church Nelly. But don't ask me how I found it, but I found her, um, Amazon wish list. I didn't even know they made stuff like this. Uh, no wonder Church Nelly is so fun loving. No wonder. Um, Either she is the most studious, well read person that I've ever known, or she's concealing something. Like right here. You think she's carrying that Bible around to uplift the masses and teach them the word? No, she's teaching them how to pour the moonshine. Yep, teaching them how to pour that moonshine. I bet when she goes to church, there's like a little group of them that always sit together. And probably all of them have the good book. They refuse the hymn book that's provided by the church. They use their own hymn book. Or as they say, they're all singing from the same hymn book. How about this one? You think that she's trying to, do her New Year's resolution, and there she is with her self-help book. Now that's what I'll call helpful. So if you guys are interested in helping Church Nelly acquire more of these types of vessels, you have to check out her Amazon wish list because I tell you, there's some interesting stuff there. And I won't even get to the other stuff that I saw. I didn't even know they could sell that stuff. I didn't know they could even sell that kind of stuff on Amazon. I thought you would have to, go to one of those places where they put it in a brown paper bag and try not to judge you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. They try not to judge you. So somebody who's not Church Nelly, I'm not saying that is Church Nelly, I'm not saying it isn't, but someone who looks a lot like Church Nelly. It was bad enough when she was sneaking peeks at Spare while having Sunday morning worship, but these other tools, I just don't know if I approve of that. You never really know a person, do you? That's what I always say. What did we say about y'all being so close to the camera? What did we say about you all being so close to the camera? it does not work for you. Now, there's Kate trying to rock the minimal makeup, and there's William trying to rock that beard. When is this madness going to stop? They got to stop doing this. And you know what, guys? The reason why they did this is because you all have shamed them because of that herbal essence video that Kate made. You all have shamed and embarrassed them into doing these selfie type of videos. William is congratulating somebody for something. And this is Kate talking about her, reaching out for love or whatever she was talking about. That letter she wrote I think it was a letter she wrote to get people to come to the Christmas Carol or watch the Christmas Carol. So, yeah, but I want to warn them one more time. If you work for Kensington Palace or you know someone who does, tell them that I said they should not be that close to the camera. This is the stuff of nightmares. See, have they not learned their lesson? They tried that earlier this year and it just completely backfired. And these photos are clearly airbrushed. And still, it is, well, how did they say it over at Celebici? Mouth askew. Somebody's mouth is askew. Oh, I love that. So, amid reported trouble in Prince William, Kate Middleton's marriage, their key man steps down from service. I wonder why. What is it? What service did he provide that is now no longer required or is unnecessary? What is it? What is it he provided to that institution, to his boss, him being the equerry? What is it about him that he's no longer needed? I mean, I would say it's the beard, but William has two beards. He's wearing one, and he's got two beards. So maybe I don't know. It's very strange, very strange. And these photos that they published, it's almost like they were trying to tell us something. But what were they trying to tell us? Could it possibly be in reference to a pulled pork sandwich? I have no clue. I mean, I'm going to have to really study that. Because the photos that they released of William and the equerry, I'm sorry, but they just look a bit, odd. Almost like a little puppy dog following mama around the kennel or something. I don't know. But it seems like this was the keeper. This is the one that William wanted to keep. Maybe part of that circle of trust, along with Christian Jones and, oh gosh, who else? Christian Jones, Simon Cass, and Jason Knopf, also known as the Bearded Trio. Yeah, so it's like he's part of that circle of trust. Don't know what that means. I really don't know what it means. But has it something to do with the relationship of Will and Kate? Their relationship troubles? Was it Thomas Kingston? I don't know what it could have been. It is so many variables. It's so many things that it could be. Oh, that's a juicy one. Let me see. One of the pastors at my church I went to as a child would take a flask of whiskey, and him and the deacons would drink from it before he did his sermon, and it was always quite a show. Okay, okay. Just something to calm your nerves, cleanse your palate, calm your nerves. I approve. I approve. All in small doses. I mean, all in you know what I mean, measured, well, everything in moderation. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, the band-aids on the fingers. You know what, Brownie? I told someone who in the past year has strengthened their connection to the Sussex squad. Did not know a lot of the stuff that we talk about most days. And I told her, I said, Google Kate Middleton bandages. Google Kate Middleton plaster. In the UK, they call the bandage a plaster. And she Googled it and she was like, oh my God, there's so many. Yes, it is. Too many to ignore. An alarming amount of them. Nobody's that clumsy. And the fact that there are these photos out there and the tabloid media, they spend all this time going after the Sussexes instead of having an open and broad discussion. They should be speculating, even if it's just speculation, but it needs to be addressed. It needs to be investigated. No one is above the law, so they say. Well, in the UK, of course, Charles is immune from any type of persecution. He can never be called as a witness to anything. So, but I still say these bandages should be investigated. Oh, thank you, Barbara Richardson. Oh, I remember that. Would you like to have his Bible? No, thanks. I don't drink. I remember that. That was so funny. Big Daddy would want you to have his Bible. No, thanks. I don't drink. Oh, I love the Golden Girls. Oh, okay. Well, anything to get to that sandwich. Checking out now as up and ready for work. I will listen to the podcast later. All right, Helen. I hope you have a very productive day. Thank you so much for that. Starting to fade, huh? Oh, thank you, Maggie. Okay. Oh, the scar over the eye. Uh-huh. Well, I think it's quite interesting that both William and Kate had some very serious surgery done. William, we know that when he was like, 8 years old, he was knocked unconscious by a golf club, rushed to the hospital, and of course, they cracked his skull. He had to have surgery. And I don't know what led to Kate's operation. I don't think they discuss it. But Kate has also had surgery on what appears to be the frontal lobe. Williams was the frontal lobe, and Kate's was the frontal lobe. Now, they said it was very serious, whatever Kate had gone through. But serious or not, I wonder if these incidents were the kind that could possibly change a personality for a person. I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered about that. Has William's personality somehow been shaped by that golf club? And also, who amongst his so-called friends was willing to crack the future king across the head with the 9-iron? Who would do that and not get arrested, child or not? I mean, they almost changed the course of history. If you guys have never heard this, the surgery was so serious that Princess Diana stayed the night, even when he was out of danger. Charles went directly to his mistress. He came to the hospital, he looked around, shook his head, and then went to Camilla. Ain't that something? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Something happened. I don't know, you guys. It is very slow moving, whatever the big reveal is, but I suppose we got nothing but time. Okay, you guys, I am going to wrap this up very soon, but take a look there. Reunited, and it feels so good. He just seemed to be such an integral part of William's life. How is William going to manage? I don't know. I don't know, but I wish them the best. If this is the first openly royal of the pulled pork persuasion, then cheers. I hope that they can feel free to say what needs to be said, and maybe they wouldn't be so cruel. Yeah, maybe they wouldn't be so cruel. But all things come to those who wait. So right now, William may be stuck. He can never get out of this situation because, well, anyway, if you are the future queen and you may have an adversarial or problematic relationship in the future with the sovereign, which of course would be William, maybe the best thing to do is to keep quiet and stay in the corner, because there's no winning against that institution for the women that marry into it. If Princess Diana had little or no protection, what would be available for Kate if they ever split up? Not much. But like I said, all things come to those who wait. If William can successfully outweight her, whatever that means, well, not outweight her, but outwit her, maybe he will get what he wants. Maybe he will get the consort that he feels like he deserves. Maybe. Otherwise, he could just stay in the relationship that he has now and, give us these beautiful nuggets of misery, these little truth bombs. He could just keep staying in that relationship. As you can see, it serves him so well. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, we are done. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate you joining us on Royal Sussex. And thank you to the moderators that have constantly kept this a safe space. Without you all, I don't know what would happen to Royal Sussex. I don't want to know. There we go. Well, since Church Nellie is not here, I'm going to save the Sosa, for when she does make an appearance. Okay, and of course, forget-me-nots. That is Princess Diana's favorite flower. And of course, speaking of flower, that's what Meghan's mother has called her all these years. It really is a full circle moment when those two met. It was like it was always meant to be. Oh, thank you, Lady of Washington. Okay, you guys, good night. Love you guys. I will see you all next time here on Royal Sussex